Welcome to episode 3, if this is on Writers Radio. I'm not sure where it's going to actually end up being, but maybe on Writers Radio. I hope, probably. I am Jess. I have returned.
Yeah.
And we're playing Monopoly, as you may or may not know, from what you said, and I am doing terribly. I've got no properties, and we've went around the board at least twice.
I've got 2.
Peter's got 2 and he's not really playing. I've got none and I'm not really playing. Tom's doing pretty well, but Pink's doing perfectly. And Orange is doing fine. So we're going to see who wins that in the background. But, no, because this is the thing. There's 6, I've got this up right, random trivia generator. I've got 6 random topics. How about this? Yeah, you can pick your topic. Right, you can either pick science. Peter, you can go first. Science, art, history, general, geography, or entertainment. What do you want, Peter?
General.
General trivia. Which country bought the most iPhones in 2017?
What?
That's the general trivia question.
I didn't hear you.
It just disappeared 1 second. I've got to Google it again. What country bought the most iPhones in 2017?
Country.
Country.
Dubai.
Dubai. So are you challenging Peter? Peter, you're wrong. It was China.
Oh, China.
You're down to 4 lives, Peter. And my trivia app closed, sadly. So, Peter, how do you...
Gotta give an answer.
What?
I have to give an answer, so...
No, I'm not... I am... no, it's a good answer. I honestly, I would have probably went for like a country like that as well. Tom, what category do you want? General, history, entertainment, general... Let's just say general then. This is about Apple again. It won't give me the answers. Oh, this is why... It won't give me the answers. That's just how it works. Okay, this never mind. I've got it up now. Working. Shoe on general.
I just realized
it's in general.
It's not a country, it's a city.
I did not... What city is Dubai in? What country is Dubai in?
I'm not even sure.
I wonder. But no, Tom, your question, these are really... I might just start the game over, because these general... I'll just give Tom his first one to say. Which world champion was beaten by a machine called Blue Deep in 1977? 1997. We're just going to move, right? We're going to put it back to 5 lives each and just move to entertainment, something we might have a chance with. Is that fair? Because general is insanely American only. For half of these now. Okay, so Peter, back to your question. We're going to restart. Pretend that one didn't happen. What is the fear of darkness called? That's not true. That's not entertainment. Where the hell's entertainment went?
That's not sound right.
Entertainment's disappeared, Peter. I'll be honest. I'm going to type in entertainment trivia. Give me a second. This trivia one I got is terrible. Okay, I've got popular trivia questions. You might have a chance of knowing them.
Okay.
So we're going to restart 5-5.
Okay.
What is the rarest M&M color? This is to Peter.
M&M is the sweets?
The sweets. You know the candy, the ones that come in different colors? I don't want to name a color, because I could, that might not, that would be advantage or disadvantage to you if I named the color, but... Tom. So you want to call him on it? And Peter is correct, it was brown. Tom is down to 4 lives.
See, you don't really see much brown in because you see more
Tom.
actual colours.
And I gotta say this, these are just literally as they are appearing to me. I'm not giving any bias here. In a website browser address bar, what does www stand for? Peter, do you want to comment on it? For www stand for World Wide Web? No. Of course, that is correct. Tennis star, this is for Peter. Tennis star Serena Williams won which major tournament while pregnant with her first child? Do you want me to repeat the question?
Well, that's easier. It's the Golden Oyster 2017.
We don't need the year, buddy, but that is very helpful. Tom? And Tom is correct to disagree. It was the Australian Open. And that is Peter on... No, you're both on 4 lives now. Peter, can you write down the... Can you remember the number of lives? Because I'm kind of forgetting who's in which. Tom, also trying to remember as well. 4-4.
Or 4-4.
Yeah. Everyone trying to remember it as well. I'll try to remember too, but between the 3 of us we can remember 4-4. Okay, Tom, this is for you. Which singer's real name is Stefani Joanne Angelina Garmonta? I'm going to send Peter the name so he can say it out loud. They have a better chance to Tom. Right, Peter, I've just sent you the name. Can you say all those names for me, please?
Daphne, Joanne, Angelina, Germanotta. I'm definitely don't go on this group because I'm a huge fan of Selena Gomez.
So you're going to disagree? The answer was Lady Gaga. So that is Tom down to 3 lives and Peter on 4. I will say this, I did actually know this one. Shockingly. This is to Tom. Which author wrote the Winnie the Pooh? No, sorry, not to Tom, to Peter.
Hold on,
sorry.
Hold on. Should there not be... See, when you're saying that someone's wrong, should you give a reason or you just say it?
Me saying?
No, but if you're under the impression that someone's wrong, should you have a reason why they're wrong?
You don't have to have a reason, but you can try and defend why you're right. Like, you can say why you're right if you want to. You can say, this is right because this and this and this, or I think you're wrong because of this. But you could just say, I think you're wrong because you think they're wrong, but you don't have to give a reason for it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's like you could just say you're wrong for no reason whatsoever. Makes sense? What is the loudest animal on Earth? This is to Peter.
I'll just go for elephant.
Tom? Any reason why you're saying no, or just saying no? This is just a general ask question if you want to, if there's a reason why, or because I'm paying a $5 for this, so I do want it to be a bit longer. Do you think it's the pistol shrimp? Okay, Peter, do you want to say why you're right? Or do you want to try to defend your answer, Peter, why you're right?
Yeah, because Thomas just talked absolute shit. He's trying to bring science into this, and it was really bad science. That's like an 8-year-old could say.
You're saying, Peter, you're trying to talk why he's wrong. The questions you hear, and you tell him because you make it up.
I don't think it's that accurate. If it's really that accurate, then you're going to be correct. But I believe you're not correct.
Tom hasn't to be right, Peter. He has to guess that you're wrong. Remember? So Tom, you calling Peter out?
So what did you say? Let me hear your answer again.
Doesn't know what Tom's answer is. But okay.
No, but what's Thomas's? I want to hear it again.
The pistol sperm. Pistol shrimp.
But what's your reason?
But why is that relevant to sound? Not trying to persuade you here, but I'm just wondering. Tom, you have to bid or lay the auction, buddy. Monopoly. Okay, so you're calling Peter right? That's actually, Peter, you're wrong. It's the sperm whale.
It's the sperm whale. Well, then Thomas is also wrong. So
Doesn't matter.
I'm have to take the loss.
Oh, you do the loss, but Tom is also wrong. I do not know Tom. All right, I'm gonna skip this one because we all know it too easily. This one is too. This was a child question. I'm gonna say it out loud. We'll all see the answer together. What is the tiny piece at the end of a shoelace called? We all know that one. It's too easy for everyone.
Hanged.
We all know it's an angle. I'm skipping that one because that's literally a child question. I'm skipping I've also skipped one for Peter. He got one for Peter was name 5 of the 7 dwarfs, which is a child question. I'm skipping child questions. I'm stating it now, by the way, to everyone.
Okay.
Tom, what is the longest of Shakespeare's plays?
I didn't hear. Was there an answer? Because my headset came.
Tom said Hamlet. I also want to remind you guys, if the person is right and you don't call them on it, there's no impact. I'm not sure if you guys remember that fact is true.
I would say that probably is the longest, yes.
It is. Tom is correct. It is Hamlet. We're moving back to Peter's go. And just make sure. I don't know if you guys remember that or not, but it is. If you don't know if they're right or not, you don't have to call them on it.
It's your goal, by the way.
Oh, in the game, from an ops. What does BMW stand for in English?
Whose question is this?
This is yours, Peter.
Wait, BMW as in the brand or like slang?
Because there is 2 possible ones, I will skip the question.
Okay.
A theater doesn't appear here. You know, Peter, if you want, you can skip it or you can answer whatever one you want of those 2. I will have to Google whatever one this doesn't say, but I will let you answer for either of the slang or the car brand. Or you can skip the question because there's 2 possible answers. Go ahead, Peter. What do you want to go for? We're just going to null and void it. We're moving on. How many children does Oprah Winfrey have?
This is my question.
Yes.
Congratulations. 4. Random guess.
Tom? The answer was none. Tom takes life off Peter. And how many lives does that each you have again? Does someone remember?
Damn, that was a trick question.
It's not a trick question. I think it's like 3-2, but I'm not 100% that. I think Peter's on the 2 and Tom's on 3, but I'm not 100% that, guys. Peter?
It's 2-3, yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Tom, who invented scissors?
I mean, it depends who's asking.
No, it does not! There's an exact answer! There's not multiple answers, there's one answer for this one! You cannot pull the way out of this one! There is an answer! Peter? Do you want to call Leonardo scissors? Or do you think it's true?
That is incorrect.
You think it is not Leonardo scissors?
is incorrect.
It is incorrect. It is Leonardo da Vinci. You somehow guessed Leonardo at least. That is at least impressive. But why didn't you just keep going with the inventory name?
I mean, a good inventor name would be Jim.
Jim is a good inventor's name. Honestly, that is a good inventor's name. I'm trying to stretch this out a little bit because this is going to cost me a $5 no matter what. So I'm trying to get a little more entertainment for my buck here. What American beer is being long promoted as the king of beers, Tom?
It's not my question.
No, did you not just... Oh, no, it is your question, Peter. Sorry. Peter? What American beer has long been promoted as the king of beers?
That's an easy question, Budweiser.
Tom, do you want to call Peter on this Budweiser answer, which he considers an easy question? Or do you want to call him on this? The answer was, of course, Budweiser, which I would not have known. Thomas, you're going on a Monopoly game. I wouldn't have known that, to be honest. Like, you both said that's an easy question. I would not have known by any stretch. And I wouldn't have guessed Budweiser if I had to guess. Okay. This one's kind of easy, but, you know, it might not be easy for me. Who performs as the twins in the movie The Social Network? Well, you're making Peter's job hard. I'm trying to guess if you're right or not.
No clue.
So, Thomas, your answer? Literally no clue. Peter, do you think No Clue played the twins in the Social Network?
Oh, I'm gonna say that that's incorrect.
Do you want to try and guess who played the twins, by chance?
No, I don't have a clue.
I thought it was easy. Andrew Garfield. You said no clue. The problem is you said no clue, then you got the Peter one, so you gave an answer there. Yeah. Oh, so 2-1. Okay. Peter, who's the only US president to resign?
What?
Who's the only US president to resign?
Resign. Oh, so you mean like not including all the murders and all that?
That's not resigning. That's being killed. You did not choose to be. That's not a choice. They didn't plan their own murders. I don't think. They may have. But I don't know. But this, I mean, they had to choose to resign. Who left the office? Which I'll rephrase this for you then, Peter, for your sake only. Which US presidents didn't commit their full 4-year terms because they choose to resign, not be murdered? Happy.
Nixon.
Tom? So you're not calling Peter on this? It is Nixon. Sorry, did you know that, Peter? Is that a random guess? What was that?
It was a guess. I was just going off logic of who wasn't killed.
Okay, this one is easy enough, I think, but I thought about the Social Network one. In what prehistoric town do the Flintstones live? Peter, do you want to call him on it, or I think that's right?
What did you say, Bedrock? Or
Bedrock.
Like Minecraft. I believe that's correct, sir.
It is, of course, correct. These are just getting... I'm going to keep going for the ones that are now happening, because I'm not going to keep scrolling. Peter, what character did Michael J. Fox play in Back to the Future? I can repeat the question. I can do an impression of the character, which won't help you, but I can do one.
No.
Or you can give an answer, Peter. Ah.
Let's do another thing again. I want to say Marty McFly.
I'm happy to ask for my impression. Which I let you do, it's a choice.
I want to hear your impression.
You see your answer instead, sorry. You built the time machine out of a DeLorean? That's heavy, Doc!
Morty!
Yes, my impression was basically right. You built the time machine out of a DeLorean? That's not even worse. I get a clip up to hear what he sounds like better, but I don't want to because I can't get sued for this if I don't get one. Tom, do you think it is Marty McFly? Tom. If a male donkey is a jack, what is a female called? This is the question. I'm literally just going for the questions in order at this point now. I've stopped just getting rid of them. Peter?
Wait, what?
I said the question was, if a male donkey is a jack, what is the female called?
The female is called the female. Technically, it didn't specify donkey when it came to the female.
Fine, Peter, you've talked your way into getting a Tom a different question. That's what happens when you try and screw with me. Tom was wrong, but it was the Jenny, but you screwed with me, you tried to screw with me, Peter. He's getting a new question! How do you feel about that, Peter?
I feel great.
Which sea is located in Israel and Jordan? Peter? Do you want to try and talk him out of that question again?
I'm gonna say that's wrong.
Oh, it's you. I'll stop it. I apologize.
It's wrong.
It is not wrong, it is the Dead Sea. You both have one life left each.
Ooh.
1 second, my friend. Now, what I've got in my hand. This is a new feature I'm adding in right now, which is called the bonus life.
Okay.
I'm holding an item in my hand. You both have 3 questions each to try and work out what it is, and then text me what you think it is. You can both be right and both get 1 extra life. One is to be right and one is to be wrong. Got understand?
Can I get one clue? Because there's about 1 million.
No, Pierre. You have 3 questions each per person. You can work together to work out what it is for your questions. If it's in my hand, it's in my room. Yeah, it's in my hand. It was in my room, obviously. You have 3 questions each.
Do we tell them out loud or text them?
No, you ask your questions out loud because you both get all because it's fell out like you both. Tom, it's your turn. In the game. You both.
Is it edible? Or sorry, can I rephrase?
You can.
Is it made for human consumption?
It is made for human consumption. It's not a yes or no question that intensely, but I will put limits on. Like you can't ask what is it. So it's not like strictly yes or no, but it's. I will determine the questions too much. Feel free to try and push if you want to a little bit. What do you mean by is it baked, buddy? No. It is not baked. To be prepared. Yeah, don't just leave because none of us will actually even be playing. Or do you just want to keep going with this game? Because we can't leave Monopoly because I am streaming on it. Okay, what's your next question? If you're really far off after 3 I might consider giving you some more questions.
Is it known as a snack?
No. I wouldn't say it's known as a snack.
I mean, that does mean that it has to be one of your 3 meals.
I'll say this, Peter, I'll answer your question in a different way. It is not a food.
It is not a food.
No, because the snack thing is, I feel like that question could be like interpreted in ways I didn't mean, so I'm just going to say it's not a food.
It's not a food, but it's made for human consumption.
Yes. Yes, it is a fluid. Do you want to forego the last 2 questions, Tom? Do you want another question, Peter? Do you want to also say you're confident without knowing more questions? If you think your questions, if Tom thinks he doesn't need more questions, do you want to give me your question privately, or do you want to give ask it out loud? You can both ask. Yes, you can both ask your last question privately.
No, you will just can't look at it yet because I still have 1 spare question. So
no, you can't. Tom sent me. I did appear on my phone, Peter. I'm looking at my phone because I'm getting questions up. So I have seen Tom's question. Here's the problem. Peter's 1 more question, so Peter can get more information now. But yes, Thomas sent his question. No, sorry, answer. I realized I should have did this differently. If Peter doesn't get it, or Tom doesn't get it now, I will change it a little bit. What's your guess, Peter?
I asked my last question.
Yeah, no, what's your last question? Sorry, I meant to say what's your last question, but I misspoke, as I am prone to do.
Asked you my last question.
What? No, I didn't hear it. Oh yeah, sorry, you texted it. You texted it. I do apologise. I didn't. Let me just Google this to make sure I'm not wrong.
Googling? Oh.
Well, I'm Googling it to make sure.
Okay, that has made me a little clueless then.
You can use the thing that you texted. Well, it told me. Yeah, you can use the thing that you texted, but you don't need to.
Wait, did he ask a question?
No, he didn't. He texted me an answer.
No, but you didn't. But you didn't ask. You didn't answer my question.
I just did it live, Peter.
No, read the question.
Yeah, you can, but you don't need to. Like, it's not commonly used, but you can.
The default of what you have right now.
The default, no.
Not can it be used with, but is it made from?
No, I'm answering your question in the most honest and accurate possible way, which is you don't generally, but you can, but you wouldn't usually. Like,
but,
you mean? I'd say.
But if you do, is it not considered something else?
According to what I googled, It says about fruit. Because Tom's already answered, it's fine. You can use fruits. So it says you can, so I assume you wouldn't usually use them.
Okay, I'm just gonna put in a guess.
You can say it out loud. Tom's already texted me his guess.
I'll text it.
You both guessed water, and you're both wrong.
Okay.
So we can either stop there, and no one gets extra lives, or we can do a bit more insane. You both decide amongst yourselves.
Wait. What are you gonna do? What?
No, you can decide amongst yourselves. I'm not going to give you any more. I'm not going to say anything until you say yes. You want the more insane, or no, you want to stop there. We could keep going with the extra life potential, or we could stop with not using extra lives. Just discuss amongst yourselves what you want to do at this point. If you just want to keep trying to get the answer, and one of you could get more in their life, or stop when no one gets any lives. Discuss amongst yourselves what you want to do.
I think we should both have one more guess. And if I don't get it, fair plays.
You know what? Yes, you can do that. I will. Whatever you two decide upon, really, I will accept. Okay, so you both get one more guess. Tom, do you want to use your final question? You didn't use earlier. Peter, do you want to use his final question? It will be out loud, though.
I already guessed, so I can't.
My messenger is locked, so I can't see your answer yet. Because Midnight Messenger did lock itself.
So technically I can't ask a question.
Technically you still could, because I can't see it yet. You can steal Tom's question if you really want to, but you don't have to. Kind of deal. Look, Tom, don't text me your answer though, because I can still see my texts. I just can't see Messenger right now. What do you make this good here? You're still in Tom's last question. What is your last question? And ask it out loud, obviously, because it's Tom's question.
Does it frequently come in a carton?
Describe what you mean by carton.
A carton?
Like a carton apple juice would come in?
Not exactly, no.
So I'm asking you to describe what you mean by carton.
A more transparent carton.
It is not a transparent carton. I think it's just a thing. I'm just gonna say this: it's not milk. I think that's what you're trying to get here. It's not milk. That's what you're trying to get at. It's the fairest way I can answer is saying, I don't know what you mean by carton, but if you try to guess milk, it's not milk. Is that what you meant by your question, Peter?
I'm not disclosing that information.
No, it's not milk. Would you consider that a fair answer to your question? I don't know if unfair is the person answering your questions. You consider that a fair answer to me saying it's not milk?
I mean, no, because you didn't answer the question if it was a carton.
No, it is not. It's not coming in a carton. I would not call it a carton. And I will, you know what, I'm even more strict. I will not accept this if you say this is a carton when I tell you what it is. I will not accept that it's not a carton. I'm going to transparently say no, it's not a carton. This does not come in a carton. I don't care what kind of bull you try and use to say it's a carton later on. It is not a carton. I'm putting my foot down. I'm saying no. It does not come in a carton. But the way you've described a carton, which is transparent container, that can describe anything comes in. A fishbowl, but that scenario is a carton. The way you've described carton. You know what? Get another question. I'll give you another question.
Go ahead, Thomas. Answer. Ask a question.
Tom, go ahead. Ask a question. It is not a carton. I would say no to carton, and it's not milk. But because the way you describe carton in your head, apparently, which I hope this is how you mean cartons, Peter, is anything that's transparent and holds liquid.
No, I said it was. You were asking if it was like a carton like apple juice, and I was like, no, it's more transparent.
Oh,
because
well,
it is more transparent.
well, no, yeah.
When
It
I
is
say
not
transparent,
milk.
I don't mean you can see right through it. I just mean it's more transparent.
It does not hold a juice. Does that help you?
What?
It's not a juice involved. Does that help you?
Okay.
Would you consider that a fair answer?
Yes.
Tom, do you want one final question? Because Peter's got one, or you could. All right. If you want to text me then what you think it is. I'll say now. I'm going to opening Messenger, Peter. Now, I'm opening Messenger.
Okay.
Okay. What was your remove thing, Peter? I just want to know.
I didn't remove anything.
You did. You removed the unsent the message. What was it? You guessed before that.
I removed what I was removing.
Just tell me what you thought. Well, Tom, say your answer first. Actually. Peter, what did you remove?
Milk.
Fair. Here is the conundrum I'm now in. I'm gonna say Tom is close-ish. You both can give one more. I'll say that's Tom's answer, which it was Coke. Is close-ish. You will have one last chance to get it exactly right. And I know Tom is going to be annoyed when I tell him what it is all I'll say as well. Is a hint. It's not like it's only Pepsi, it's not like a different brand is not the issue here. Peter?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna open. I know you as a human being. I'm gonna help you a little, but not really help you here. When I say different, I do not mean like it cannot be a different type of Coke. I mean, not a different, not something that I'm not gonna. If someone said Coke and it was Diet Coke, so I just saw what you texted there, because you didn't listen to me properly. It's not. It's the problem is not that it's not a different type or different brand. It's not like Diet Coke. I wouldn't accept it if it was Coke. It's Coke and.
Coke on.
Tom's currently getting a life. Peter, if you can guess the other thing, you get a life too.
So you're saying it's two different drinks?
It's two different drinks. Tom gets half a point. If you can get the other one, you both get a life. I was describing one liquid the entire time. I forgot the other one's in there. No, fuck it. Coke's not allowed. I'm describing a different liquid inside here. Fuck this. Coke's not allowed. I'm describing a different liquid inside here the entire time.
But when I said about it being original, like, was it these two different drinks you put in together, or was it already like that?
It was not already like this when I bought that for the item I'm implying here. Coke was added, but I was never describing Coke. But any of my answers were never describing Coke. This should be easy enough for you both to get a life at this point. I will not say anything else. Both text me your answer. Well, this is the thing. This is why I say Coke is unfair, because I'm just telling you why Coke's not fair, actually. Because I was never describing Coke, so that wouldn't be fair if I gave you Coke, but Coke is in it. But I was never describing it. Does that make sense? Yours isn't a... Okay, there's Tom's.
I need to think now.
You have to answer now, Peter.
But you've given us this time to think, then why can't I continue?
I didn't give you time to think. I give you time to text. We're gonna keep doing this till actually we're gonna keep doing this till one of you get it right, so someone can get a life. Peter. No, Tom got it wrong. Peter, said it loud.
I told you I'm thinking.
Tom can keep guessing then while you're thinking.
That's fine.
Tom, go ahead, guess. Tom, that is incorrect. It's the first one that texts me the answer now. Or said out loud. You don't have to keep texting. That was only a requirement when it could have been one of you getting both of you getting an extra life. Not only one of you can. You can just say them out loud. Do you mean bourbon? Bourbon? That's it. No, it's not bourbon. Peter, what's yours? Just said out loud at this point.
Bourbon's technically not just being as specific as a drink.
I said no, Peter. I didn't accept as the answer anyway, even though it was specific enough. I didn't accept it. I said no.
Are you allowed to be specific or not?
You don't. I don't know how specific you're gonna have to be honest. You should not be that specific. I never said to be that specific. I just said
rum.
What?
Rum.
It's not a type of rum. Tom was just texting me. It is vodka.
It is vodka.
Just vodka.
What vodka?
Try and guess, Peter. You know me. Try and guess.
Glens.
What? It is Glens. So this is here. I'll add one last final twist into this.
Technically, all of our questions were pointless because you were technically describing two different liquids.
I was only ever describing the vodka.
But you technically no. But if you have two liquids in something, you say, well, what's in your hand? Two different drinks were in your hand.
Also, none of the answers was anything I said wrong about Coke though. Anyway.
The fruit thing, technically. Is there fruit in Coke? Yeah.
I was only describing vodka, so I don't think it's unfair though. I was describing vodka the entire time.
Yes, but you are technically had two different drinks in your hand.
Fine, something else is in my hand. Try and guess the new item.
Do we get 3 questions?
4 questions each. Because Peter is bullshit his way.
I made a fair point.
Peter made a fair point. You know what? Because I fucked up. How about this? Because I fucked up, I'll drink some of it.
Taking like 6 guesses.
Does that make everyone feel better if I just drink some of it?
Technically, we should have only had 1 guess.
Yeah, so
you only continued guessing.
I'm gonna drink some of this. If I drink some of that, make everyone feel better about this whole thing. I don't know how what's left. There's just all that's left is mixed. I don't know how mixed it is. If I drink a good amount of this, will that make everyone feel better?
Okay.
It's just. I had like a mouthful. That's just vodka. At some point this was mixed, but it's not anymore. That's just the vodka. That's lovely. It could actually still be mixed, but it doesn't taste mixed. But to be fair, it was mixed like a month ago. No, it wouldn't be. Right, so I'm holding one thing in my hand now. This has changed into a weird new game for a little bit, but I'm enjoying it. I'm considering someone's getting a $5. I'm fine with this. For a bonus life. Oh, this is, I love that the bonus life part is longer than the actual rest of it, I think. 4 questions each, go. Tom, you can go first. Go ahead. Ask your question, my friend. No.
Is it made out of cardboard?
No. Yes.
That's a very bad way of asking a question, Thomas. Everything's edible.
It won't kill you to eat it.
Also doesn't help.
That is what I'm taking as is it edible, is it will not kill you to eat it. It will not hurt you to eat it at all. It's not my fault the question was asked that way. It will not hurt you at all to eat it. As long, yeah.
So it won't make you feel ill or anything?
No. If you eat it, you will not feel ill. I will say this. I did not think we were going to get a question about eating it. But yeah, that was not the greatest question in the world. But then again, so was asking us a plastic and what was the other question? Back to back. Cardboard and plastic back to back was kind of weird. Peter, what's your question?
Is it bad for the environment?
No. But technically humans are bad for the environment, so technically if you're counting my hand as holding my own hand, then no.
Counting more of what it's made of is
no.
Cause problems in the environment?
No. No. You know what? Nature designed it so it can be eaten. We decided it can't be. Is the fairest possible way of answering your question? One question left, Peter. You could both get a life from this now, which should extend the game show a little bit, but sure. I'm just working out a format a little bit as well, you guys might have noticed, for this game show. No. You do have 4 questions, never mind, yeah, Peter's got 2 left. I thought it was 4 not 3. Peter, what's your next question?
Fuck.
It is not me, it's not someone fucking, sorry.
I'm just thinking about your statement.
What? It can't. Nature.
It can be eaten.
Nature decided so it can be eaten. We decided it can't. I think that kind of gives it away, to be honest. What's your question, Peter? I think it kind of does. But then again, I'm holding the items, so you know. And just so you're not considering me.
But are you like?
The item I'm throwing there, you can hear, is not the item I'm talking about. That is a different hand. The item I'm holding with my left hand this entire time is one item. I am throwing a plastic fish bowl in one hand. I'm just throwing in the air, so I like to throw stuff in the air sometimes. But that is not at all infected anything else. Apart from what you're hearing, which is not a clue, it's just me throwing a plastic thing in there. So do not take the noise you're hearing as me helping. It's just me throwing something. that I dropped. So what's your question, Peter?
Something you would find in your garden.
They are in my garden sometimes.
Sometimes.
Tom, what's your final question? And remember, if you think you do know it, you can just make your final question anything you like. You can fill out a person off if you want to. Yes?
That was a bad question.
Tom may know Peter and just trying to throw you off with that one. Or it could just be a bad question.
It's a bad question.
It might, Peter, if you knew the answer, I just want you not to get any more help. It could be a good question. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's a good question or a bad question, because I don't know if he knows or not, but it's a bad question, honestly, then. What's your final question, Peter? Then both text me the answers. What's your final question? Good luck, Peter.
Is it green?
No? I don't even know if the last question's good. Actually, I know what your last question was implying. That was a pretty good last question. Gotta say. First I thought it was terrible, but actually, well, good question. Know what you're trying to get with that one. I will not take any shenanigans from you, Peter, when I give the answer for this time. No shenanigans. If you're wrong, no shenanigans. Both text me your answers. I'll not take any shenanigans like, actually, what you were implying here was, no, I'm not taking any shenanigans. No shenanigans. Okay, I've got Tom's answer. I don't have Peter's yet. You can't say yours out loud, Peter, because Tom did just text me his. Or you can't text it. It is your call.
How have you made a free win?
It could be.
My answer, my answer's definitely not gonna be correct.
What's your answer, Peter?
Sent.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this. Your answers aren't far off each other. Tom wrote poo and Peter wrote soil. The answer is my dog, Flash. You went down weird paths. That made it so you couldn't get the answer.
Wow, so you're saying that your dog is meant to be in your garden?
When they need the toilet, yes. They're meant to be there.
No, they're not meant to be in the garden.
When they need the toilet, they're meant to be in the garden to use the toilet. I will not set up shenanigans.
No, but that is shenanigans. Does that mean, so you're saying humans are meant to be in the garden whenever they're mowing or whatever the fuck they're doing?
Yes.
We're not saying for certain things. It said overall. It was asked overall, are they supposed to be in the garden?
No, what I said was nature's designed dogs to be eaten, but we've decided they're not. I didn't think you guys would go such weird questions. Also, how the hell would I have soil or poop in my room already? So even this, why the hell would they even be in my room? Oh, let's ignore the fact, why would I hold poop for so long? Let's move into why would they be in my room? I also didn't think you guys would go down such insane rabbit holes.
No, that's not fair with that garden question. Because your dog is not meant to be in the garden.
When they use the bathroom, they are. They're not meant to be eaten, but they can be.
Is your TV meant to be in the garden whenever it's broken? It's going out to get dumped. No, it's just there for one reason.
I would argue they're meant to be in the garden at that point. Also, if I said no, you still wouldn't have got it. You were nowhere near dogs.
Yes, but the point.
You were never gonna get that. Nature's designed every living thing to be eaten.
No,
we're designed to be eaten.
No, they're not designed to be eaten. They just become prey, but they're not designed to be eaten.
Dogs are literally prey. Dogs are literally. If we didn't said dogs should be our pets, they'd be eaten easily. You didn't ask about nature.
Yeah, your dog's made by science. Yes.
I'm gonna argue you guys would never have got that no matter what, the way you guys were doing questions. Regardless if my answers weren't perfect, you guys started on the weirdest routes. You guys never would have gotten that. What the hell was that echo? Why did echo get so loud there for a second? I'd argue you guys would never would have gotten that. No matter what. Just want one more game of your new favorite game show, holding an item. Right, we'll do one last round of it, just in an easier way. You just keep who's the first one to get it right wins. Understand the rules this version? You can guess as soon as you think you know it, I will say yes or no. Understand, everyone? Peter understands? Peter? We keep losing Peter. Peter? I think we lost Peter, Tom. Tom? Yeah, we lost Peter, I think. What is Neverwinter, by the way? Fair. I can't believe we lost Peter before we can stop this. Okay. That's impressive. I'm gonna phone Peter's on Messenger and see what the fuck he's went to. We haven't even lost Peter at a time we can lose Peter because we still haven't finished the game show. We went in a weird something, but you know, I'm enjoying the holding item game. But it's also turned into an insane thing. Full of shenanigans. I also think all answers are fair for one other reason, Tom, even if they're right or wrong. You're getting the same answers at all times. Well, this way, right? If I was asking Peter a question and not asking you it and then giving you different answers, that'd be unfair, but you're both getting the equal same chance to either get it right or wrong if I'm giving you both hearing the answer, so even though my answers are awful, you're still getting the same chances with the same awful answers. Remember what you want to say about my answers here? Peter is not answering, which is annoying because we haven't finished our game show. Think he's went offline just, or Mike's died, or what? He didn't answer my Facebook call normally either. So we might have lost Peter, which means that no one can get this Fiverr because no one's won or lost. Or potentially, I don't know what's going to happen to the Fiverr. We may just go to charity then if I can't give it to one of you two. What's the game show rules? The game show's non-for me getting a contestant in, which I would do if we could get someone. They don't forfeit. I don't know, it's never happened before. No one I know is online who could answer a call and just jump in, annoyingly. Take Peter's place. Or not even be online, even just be online active so they could just answer on behalf of Peter right now. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like in the podcast, it has to be online active. Who'd answer questions for me. I thought Peter, we were having a lot of fun there, Tom. I thought, did we having fun? That's not the question I asked. I was having a lot of fun testing out a game show format, which, as a format, are you enjoying the game? Peter's not here. We'll talk some stuff about Peter's not here. Just because he may return, he may not return. We'll just talk for a little bit now. How do you think of this game show as a format? I think he's the ace of it offline. But it's just like, yeah, but it's got like the higher lower thing, then in the middle of it it's just got this like a potential to earn points thrown in. If they did it again, I would do it obviously in person. But the idea would be the in person with like 3 people and then a bigger prize fund and a potential Fiverr, you know what I mean? The ideal scenario would be getting you, Peter, and John with my ideal trio for it of contestants. James Allen, I'd love to get in as my co-host if I could get him in as well, free, but so yeah, it's annoying we don't have anyone else who can even join. Well, I mean, I could take Peter's place for him, but we both need to just Google questions. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way we could do this with just 2 of us here. Finish it. Do you think there's a way to finish it with Peter? I'm trying to think of something. Oh. He's texting me. I didn't think we'd have him and then lose him, to be honest, before we could finish the game show off. Peter is going to. Peter went downstairs and he's got decided he's just going to go to sleep now. So screw it, I'm the host. Here's how we're going to do it, Tom. I'm holding the last item. You have 5 questions. If you can get it within these 5, you win. If you don't, no one wins. Peter's disqualified. Because he's not here anymore. He can't win the fiver. You can... The problem is we can't go back to the main game because there's not enough people. Because we can't go back to the main game because there's only 2 of us. Actually, maybe we can. Give me a second. So I can find the right trivia game. Fill for time, Tom. Just talk to the camera a second. Not camera. I can fill for time, but I'm trying to do something at the same time, which means my filling for time can't really happen as easily. Okay, so we got it up here. These are just random questions that I won't see the answer to until I click on them. And so I will ask you the question, and I'll have to try and guess, first of all, if you're right or wrong, and then we'll go back and forth. As far as that long. It's annoying is we lost a lot of stuff for this game should have worked. Okay, Tom, your question is, which Beatles song repeats the title in its name 41 times? Do you want to repeat the question? I don't think you're right, because I know what the answer is. I'm a fan of the Beatles, I know what the answer is, Tom. Let's let it be. I think you're wrong. The answer is actually let it be. You have run out of lives. I still have 1 as Peter. I will not try and get this right. If I can't get this right, we'll go to sudden death, because it's not fair that you could win that way. I could win that way. Which movie was Pixar's first feature film? Toy Story. I'm guessing Toy Story. This is the question. I'm guessing Toy Story. It was Toy Story. It is a very big ass question. And because only 2 of us here, I will get a different question. Does that sound fair? What was Buzz Lightyear's original name? Buzz Star-Lord. Think I'm right or wrong? It's not, it's Lunar Larry. Which means Peter technically wins, but because he couldn't stay for the end, I am gonna give the money to no one but charity. It's unfair. Peter left, doesn't get the money, but you didn't win, so you can't get the money. Okay, what charity should I give it to? But I won, I should just pick my own charity. Ukraine, obviously. What do you say? I'll do that off mic because I don't want to spend like 5-10 minutes being completely silent while I'm googling Ukraine charities to find out which ones are actually true, which ones actually get the money to Ukraine and all stuff. So, what's that?